This time on build season, we're here picking up my Jag. It's an 84 Jaguar XJ6. It's been sitting in this exact location for 20 years. We're gonna get it out of here and see if we can't get it to run and drive. So here it is. I've watched enough pole barn garage and I finally have to get myself a Jag. This is an 84 model XJ6. Automatic. And as I mentioned before, this car has been in this exact spot for 20 years. It's got 4 flat tires. We don't know anything else about it. Previous owner's super nice, letting us film a little bit in here. Oh yeah, by the way, Steve 2.0's here.
Hey guys.
So I think probably I really want to throw a battery on this thing and see if it cranks, but probably have 20-year-old gas in it, so maybe we'll just push it over and get it on the trailer.
Probably not a great idea.
Of course, very low chances to work.
Look more round.
That's one. That's enough. All right, hooked up. We got this beautiful spreader chain to go to both toe points in the front. So let's just see. It's in neutral, I think. It is pulling the truck and trailer. Okay. Let me put the e-brake on. All right, let's see if it breaks free. Oh yeah, it's rolling. Just a heavy car. Okay. All right, watch your fingers. So we've got the Jag on the trailer, got the tow strap hooked to the International, the best truck ever. We're gonna use that to pull this thing off the trailer because my driveway is so sloped, and we're doubting we can push this thing enough. The Jag is in the shop. It was kind of a screw around to get it in here. It's leaking gas, so that's a good sign. These are funky, being that they're European. They have hoods that tilt the wrong way. And that's all the further up it goes. All of maybe 45 degrees, so should be tons of fun. This is your average cruising model Jaguar 4.2 liter-ish straight 6. It has some Bosch Jetronic fuel injection, which I'm sure is going to work flawlessly. I wanted to try this. Before we go any further, I want to check fluids and I want to throw a battery in it and just see if it spins at all. I could bar it over, but I don't know if you can see down in there. I'm not even sure where I would put a socket. So we're going to take the easy way and the $800 Jaguar way.
Let's do it.
So it's kind of nice. Transmission and oil dipsticks are over here on the driver's side. Oil, well, we have some. It's extremely black, but about a quart low, probably. What would they say in Britain?
A liter.
A liter low? A couple liters low? Whatever. We're not going to be doing imperial to metric conversions this whole episode, so I'm just going to refer to stuff in inches and ounces, okay? Transmission fluid is there and looks weird. They use different transmission fluid over the pond? I don't know, it smells weird. Maybe we're gonna literally just chuck a battery in here, and I just want to see if any lights come on under the dash. I don't know if it cranks. All right, Steve 2.0 is getting battery terminals hooked up. We're going about this in completely the wrong way. So if you like are gonna revive a car and you care about it a little more than I do about this Jaguar. I mean, I love this car. Maybe do, you know, a little bit more than I'm gonna do, but I just wanna know if it turns over. Watch it light off immediately and run flawlessly.
Oh, I'm hearing stuff.
Oh, I have a door dinger. Oh man, it smells so bad in here.
It's fine, everything's fine.
Stinks badly. Ready? Nope. She locked up.
She tried.
Is this one of those that requires your foot on the brake?
No, I could see it trying.
Of course. Cool. So I'll have to take apart a whole bunch of stuff on the front, bar it over. So now is the part where we get to do all the work that I was hoping to skip. Pull all the plugs, oil everything down, wait a million years, and then crank on it every single day until you round the crank bolt off. At least the plugs come out. None of these look exceptionally bad. This thing's locked up and it's gonna take forever for us to try to get to the crank bolt, and it's a 33 millimeter, which I do not have. So instead, we're gonna fill the cylinders with a mixture of whatever I have laying around. ATF, penetrating oil, some D-germ maybe. Just throw a whole bunch of shit in there. We're gonna let it sit overnight. Then we're getting burgers. Good morning. Jag engine's been sitting overnight with a bunch of penetrating oil and ATF in the cylinders. I'm gonna try it one more time with the key. Just see if we can't get this thing to bust loose with the starter. If not, we're going up in the air. We're going after the flex plate. Whoa! Hey! Oh man, we made such a mess. But it turns over. All right. Oh wow. That made a huge mess. Yep, it shot ATF everywhere. But it spins. That's fantastic. All right, well, I guess I'll get started mopping up all this stuff off the top of the engine. Didn't seem like it was cranking all that fast. So, check our battery connections, check our battery voltage, maybe get the booster pack on there, see if we can't get this thing to spin just a little bit quicker. Before I go too crazy trying to start this thing, I figure I should at least check the air filter. Make sure that it's not a giant mouse house. Oh, it's not too bad. Little bit of mouse damage on the air filter, but I'll clean out the housing and put this filter right back on. It'll at least work for trying to start it. Air filter's back on. Earlier when I was cranking it, I think I heard the spark plug wires arcing. So I think we actually have spark. I'm really tempted to try just cranking it over to see if it'll do anything. All right, I think we have shit battery voltage. All right, now with jump start power. Still got nothing. Let's give her all of it. I think we must have popped the circuit breaker. Oh, that could be why as well. I don't think our terminals are super tight. I think we have a pretty massive fuel leak back here from underneath the back of the car. So it's maybe indicative that our fuel pump is working, but yeah, I gotta get this up and get this cleaned up. Good morning, we're back at it again. Jaguar is up in the air and I can't get this thing to crank very good. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a mouse nest stuck up in the bell housing. So there's two access ports here and one over there. Take a look. To me, it doesn't look like there's anything stuck in there, but it'd be really hard to tell if it's between the block and the flex plate. But at least so far, it seems like it's all right in here, which is concerning. That now makes me believe that maybe the starter way up in there is junk. So there isn't much to pry on here with because you can't get at the ring gear, but I can get on the torque converter a little bit. So it does turn just pretty pretty hard. I'd like to know what's going on up front. Sounds like we have a pulley or something that does not want to turn. All right, watch right there. Well, that would explain why this thing is trying so damn hard to turn. I'm gonna get this alternator loosened up off of here so that hopefully it's not trying to turn against that. We'll have to get one of those coming. There we go. Yeah, that alternator's locked up solid. Let's try this again with the key. I think that battery is roached. Let's go to 250 amp and see what it does. I think that starter might be junk, or our battery might just be that dead. Back from O'Reilly's, I have a new to me value battery. Let's hope that it has a lot more power than the old one. Alright, starter's junk. Holy shit, you guys, this has been the most annoying starter removal ever. This thing is in such a terrible spot. Holy shit. It's impossible to get out of here. I finally got it wrestled out. Just got to get the starter cable off there, and finally we can get it off and test it, figure out if it's junk. Alright, so here's our Jag starter. Let's see if we can't get this tested. Okay, Bendix shoots out. That's all it's got. And then it just stops working. I think the starter's junk. It's been a second. I've had a snack and my mind is more clear. I also ordered a starter and I can't get it for a few days. So in the meantime, I figure I'm gonna pull this starter apart and see if I can't like clean up the solenoid contacts. I think that is kind of what's going on, is every once in a while when I try to trigger the starter, it doesn't react every time. I figure in the meantime, while we wait for a new one, we might as well try to make this one work, because then maybe we can get back to seeing if this thing will run a little quicker. Well, I was trying to get the solenoid apart here, and it did come apart, but it broke a bunch of wires on the cap. You can see that the contacts in here are worn and old. I think the problem was probably the connections for the solenoid coil. Yep, it looks like this is all broken now, and we now need a new starter no matter what. Welcome back. It's a week or two later. Got a new starter for this thing. I'm gonna put that in here. So putting that starter in is a hell of a lot easier than taking it out. Maybe it's because I knew, but it went a lot smoother this time. I think I have the kick wire hooked up to the right terminal on the solenoid, but the new starter had spade terminals where the old starter had a ring terminal with a screw. So I had to cut the kick wire terminal off and put a spade on there. Let's try it out. Man, this is one dirty kitty. Oh, battery's hooked up, and I want to just try to crank this thing one more time, see if we get better crank now with a new starter. I've pulled the fuel pump relay because, well, we've got cracked fuel lines in the back. The pump works though, Jag things, but it's spraying fuel everywhere. So to try to reduce or mitigate the fire risk, pulled the fuse. Let's give this thing a try now and just see if it does anything different. No. Maybe I have the kick wire on the wrong terminal. Again, I moved that wire to the other terminal because there's two terminals on that starter. I don't know. Ah, there we go. It actually cranked pretty good. Uh-oh, I see smoke. Oh, loose ground. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Loose ground over here on the body. I betcha that's what's causing it. Give it another try here, see what it does. All right. Oh man, seems like it's actually sparking. Seems like it's cranking pretty good. Sweet. So I was hoping to find some actual starting fluid, but it doesn't look like I have any. I have some half-empty cans of carbon choke cleaner. I'm gonna spray some right in the intake here to see if anything happens. When I had the spark plug wires off of this thing, we were trying to crank it with the old starter, I heard the thing sparking. I'm damn certain of it. And I think when we were starting it just there, it may have ignited on a little bit of ATF that was in the cylinder, but I'm not positive. What I want to try is just a little bit of carb cleaner right in the intake here, just to see if it pops off or does anything at all. Come on, barn kitty. Yes! Yes! It did something. All right. That's the suicide hood though. We're gonna need to crank this a lot more than that. Come on, kitty. Ugh, I have to go inside it. I don't want to go in this cat. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing. It's dirty. It smells bad. Ugh, gross. Quick, somebody in the comments. How do you make one of these stay up? I don't know. I don't think it will. 2x4? Let's try this again. Really holds her down here. All right, it is firing. Holy shit. I need someone to crank while I'm giving it fuel. Man, all right. Oh, you stupid cat. Damn cat. Come on, open up. I tell you, I need to get it. What is this? What is this, Jaguar? Why won't it stay open? How are you supposed to work on this? Oh, it's so sketchy. I'm sure we're gonna need rags. Right, will that hold it up? Yeah. Let's try something a little hotter, huh? That ought to kill it right there. Flooded now? Wondering if we lost spark. I did hear from a commenter that saw this car in the background of another video. He said that these distributors are notorious for getting full of dirt. So I'm gonna pop the cap and see what's up. Okay, well, I tried to pull the distributor cap off to see if there's dirt in there, but the two Phillips screws that hold the cap on immediately stripped out. So we're not even gonna try that for now. We're just gonna try cramming a whole bunch more carb cleaner or whatever right into the intake. Eric from S Motorsports is here. He is going to be the key bitch. I mean, he's going to be the person that turns the key so that I can be out here.
Yeah, sounds great. I'll have a beverage in the car. Is that?
Yeah, this will be drinking and driving, kind of.
That's legal, right? Oh, Jesus.
This is a British car. I wouldn't even get in there. I would just reach in.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
Yep, I wouldn't even touch it. No way. Going right into the MAF, maybe? Okay, here we go. Ready? Hit it. Whatever spark we had, I think is gone.
It wasn't even a burble.
No, it lit off before. But so I have an inline spark checker over here. We're gonna see if that lights up. Yep, we do have spark. Okay, so we have spark. It's just an issue of fuel delivery. Now it's gonna be kind of tough because this thing is expecting to have 45 pounds of fuel pressure with injectors on the rail, and we can't run the stock pump right now for obvious reasons. It'll piss fuel everywhere. Part of me wants to try it and see if there's enough of that fuel line back there to get some fuel up here. All right, go ahead and hit it. Okay. Huh. Yeah, we're not getting anything into the plugs. Okay, so this might be what's going on. I don't know if you can see that plug is completely drenched in all the ATF that I poured in this thing. So we're gonna do like we did with the rotary truck. We're gonna pull the plugs, clean them off, put them back in, crank it, pull the plugs, clean them off, put it back in, crank it. We'll do this about 47 times, and then this thing's gonna run perfectly. We'll get it out of here.
Can we cut that down to 3?
We're gonna try 3 times. All right, let's take a look at it from this point of view. Shield your eyes, because this is gonna make a mess probably.
Really not seeing a lot spray up.
Okay, let's take a look.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Survey says, oh, very little actually. Okay, we were gonna get plugs cleaned up, put back in, and try it again. We took the plugs out, they were hosed to the ATF, cleaned them off, back in, wires back on. Why don't you just give it a try, and we'll see if it lights off with whatever's in there.
Oh yeah,
because
we
carb cleaner in there.
Yeah, we did put a little bit in there.
Oh, yes! Whoa, big puffs of smoke. Hell yeah! Woo! All right.
It wants to run.
Give it a try again.
You gonna spray any or?
No, let's just see it. See if it clears out what's in the combustion chamber. Okay. All right. Cool. Nice. Oh man. All right. The barn kitty runs. Kind of. I don't think we're gonna be able to get it to run for very long.
Puff. Let's
hit it. Okay. All right. I bet the plugs are covered again. Attempt number 3 or 4. Got some more carb cleaner right in the cylinders, snowmobile style. Give it a shot. Yes! It runs!
That's pretty good.
Oh, nice. I mean, it smokes, but holy shit.
That lit off quick.
It did. Look up Ezra Metzger on Instagram. We soaked her down. Ezra, worked perfect. Oh man, it smells a little bit, but let's see if we can just bottle feed this biatch now. Go ahead and crank it. Okay, hit it again. Okay.
Oh,
yes! Yes! Hit it again.
Oh,
Running on the bottom!
it wants all of it.
Yes! All right! Woo! Yeah! Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Jaguar runs.
That's pretty good.
And that's most of it can't. Wow, that's a thirsty girl.
It wants all of it.
This is a 4.2 liter straight 6, and I have been told that these things suck fuel. And yeah, that was like most of this can of brake clean in one shot just to keep it running for 10 seconds. Holy shit, we need to get a fuel system on this thing. All right, Eric, do you want to crank it one more time?
Yeah.
Get a load of this. I'm pretty sure the water pump is seized. Go ahead.
Oh.
Yep. So, yep. Hang on a minute. Actually, yeah, it wasn't moving at all. Do that one more time. Okay. Yeah, this thing wants to run, dude. It runs so good, but the water pump is definitely stuck.
And like I was saying, like those belts, they can transmit like 5 to 10 horsepower, so it's holding the engine back quite a bit.
We'll cut the belt. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about the exhaust potentially being plugged.
Well, I just saw it sitting over here, and I'm like,
yeah, that wasn't here before.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. Well, that'll be another reason why it probably didn't want to run at first.
Yeah, there's a bunch of, it's a nice mouse home.
All right, so I know this will be ill-advised, but what I want to try is putting the fuel pump relay back in. I think one of these tanks leaked less than the other. The idea being, if we can get pressurized fuel up to the rail, maybe this thing will run for 5-10 seconds on its own, albeit it's going to make an enormous mess. So, hold on just a sec. Give her a whirl. Are you serious?
Is it leaking? Oh my God.
I don't see it. Oh yeah, yep, it's leaking.
Holy crap.
All right, kill it. Oh, oh.
Fired right up.
Yes. Oh, it's making a big mess and leaking fuel, but we have a Jaguar that runs. Push the button on the dash to switch from the passenger side tank to the driver's side tank. Let's try this.
It just fires right up.
Dude, it sounds good.
it's stuck.
Throttle sticks. Big time.
But it revved up.
Dude! Nice!
Wow.
Oh, it's very smoky. Oh, man.
It's burning all those mouse
Nice.
guts.
Over here, guys. Over here. It seems like you said, it is actually running off of the fuel pump. This thing leaked fuel profusely the other day. I poured a little bit in. I don't know. Let's see what it does. Seriously? The tach works. We have no oil pressure though.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Either our oil pressure gauge isn't working or we actually have none.
Oh my God, dude. You got a massive exhaust hole underneath the car.
Oh yeah? Woo! Holy cow. So we're clearly burning off some stuff. But look at this. Oh my God. Oh, there must have been mouse nests packed in both mufflers. They're gone now.
They're definitely gone.
Back at it again. Got this thing to run yesterday, if not for just a few seconds. I'm gonna put it up in the air and see if we can't patch those fuel lines to see if we can run the fuel system of this thing, get it to run a little bit longer. Maybe we can test transmission and who knows, look at brakes and stuff. So you might be able to see right there, that is a massive chunk of the return line that is missing. Up there, right about there, there's evidence that somebody put some goop on this line right here, which I believe to be the feed on this side. However, this thing was leaking from the tank. At least I think so. So I think we still have a problem. Put a little bit of fuel in this thing and it was literally leaking like from the rear quarter, which from what I understand, this thing has two tanks. It has one tucked in the rear quarter over here and another one tucked in the rear quarter over here. So I don't know if the tanks will even hold gas or if they just leak immediately. But the only way to get to that, you have to take the rear bumper off and then take those quarter panels off and then you can get access to the tank. So it's a lot of work, but I think I'm gonna try that on the passenger side just to see if I can get any answers as to whether this tank is worth my time or if this thing's getting a fuel cell. All right, so get a load of this. This bumper is made of 5 different pieces. It's held on with, I don't know, 4 different kinds of fasteners. You have to get all kinds of rubber pieces off and trim pieces off, etc. And then there's 2 bolts that drop through the actual bumper support onto the struts over here. And I think what I'm gonna have to do is smack them out from the bottom. Now, I remember in like the 70s, or the late 60s. Bumpers were just made of 1 piece of chrome. I understand United States safety laws kind of force the hand here with the 5 mile per hour bumpers, but this is dumb. I might have to get the air hammer involved here. This is gonna get pretty bad. Air hammer it is. You know what? On second thought, I don't think I need to do that. I think I have all of the room I need to get to these lower quarter panels now, because you have to get on the top and bottom of this flange right here so that you don't just spin that bolt. I think I'm almost to the point where I can just drop the quarter and then get a look at the tank for the first time. So I'm trying to get the last few bolts out here for this quarter panel, and the quarter panel's held on with a bunch of Phillips screws. That means I need this tool, the hammer impact tool. And every time I have to use this, it means someone put a stupid fastener in a stupid place. It's just destroying the sheet metal right here. That plan might not work out. Literally every bolt I've touched on this thing, except for like 6 of them, have broken off because they're all rusty. So we may very, very quickly be approaching the, I'm gonna throw a fuel cell in the trunk, drill holes, and run new lines up to the engine and run it that way. This is interesting. I can see the other side of this bolt, but it isn't a bolt anymore. So that is not gonna come out, which means most of the rest of them probably aren't gonna come out. I'm gonna try, but it's not looking good. I guess I've resorted to drilling these out, trying really hard not to make any sparks. I know that most of the fuel is probably out of this thing. It's leaked out or it's been pumped through the engine, but I'm still a little concerned about it. So here we are, drilling screws out. All right, I think I might finally have gained access to this. Okay, we have eyes on part of the tank anyway. I'm gonna try to see if I can find out where this thing is leaking from the tank, if it is at all. The tank itself actually looks okay. The sheet metal all around it is rusted, but I'm gonna pour, I have like a half a gallon of gas, which I actually captured when it was leaking out of this thing. I'm gonna pour this in the tank and just see if it's running out anywhere. And if it is, it'll drain into this bin. I can put it right back in this can, and then I can go get some JB Weld. That's a very small amount of gas in there. Okay, I don't see any leaks yet. I'm gonna put a little bit more in. I'm gonna turn the key on. Okay, so that's all of like 3/4 of a gallon of gas in there. And it doesn't seem like it's leaking yet. I'm gonna go try the key. Huh, still no fuel. So I popped the trunk here, see if I can get a look at the fuel pump, and there have been some deaths. Previous tenants. Yeah. They've made their mark, or left their mark, as I would say. But I'm gonna get this cleaned off a little bit and see if I can't get access to the fuel pump. I think the fuel pump is actually underneath this bottom cover, so I'm not touching any of that until I vacuum it out. All right, that's like a total of 4 mouse carcasses in there. Extremely gross. Anyway, the fuel pump is located right back here. So I want to leave the trunk open. I'm going to leave my mic back here and just see if that fuel pump is running. I don't see any leaks, but I think it's mainly because our fuel pump isn't running anymore. I'm gonna grab the power probe and jump the fuel pump at 12 volts and see if it still runs. If not, you might have to add that to the list. If you guys are working on cars and you don't have a power probe yet, what are you doing? Apply this. Okay. So the fuel pump does work. I just don't think we're getting the trigger for it to run. I also still don't see any leaks. And I know for a fact that there's fuel lines that are completely rusted apart. So we still not have enough gas in the tank. I'll try again here. Okay, fine. Let's try and start it now. See if we have fuel pressure up at the rail. All right. So either we have no fuel pressure, the pump's not able to generate any, we still don't have enough gas in there. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting here. I'm sure you don't want to listen to that power probe the whole time. I tested both wires to the fuel pump. Neither one of them change, at least as far as I can tell, with the key. So we're not getting the signal for the fuel pump to run, but the fuel pump does run. All right, I got my Milwaukee fuel cell, Milwaukee fuel system right here. I'm gonna turn this on and then go see if the car will run. Huh, interesting. Absolutely nothing. So either we still don't have enough in the tank, or we don't have spark, or injectors aren't firing anymore. Oh, there it went. Yep, got it to do something. Might just need more fuel. I think it's plumb out. What are you talking about? What about this looks stupid? I'm using my boat tank to put fuel in the Jag tank because all of my gas cans are empty. So this will take a little while. Should fill it up. At least enough to where we can check and see if this tank actually leaks. Because so far, despite running the pump off a battery, I haven't been able to get this thing to do anything. Which doesn't explain why it leaked so bad before. Just for grins, I'm gonna pull the line right out of the outlet of the pump here. Got a little jug to catch anything here. I don't think there's anything coming out. I think this pump is either junk or we still don't have anything in the tank. All right, I think I figured it out. I started pumping fuel into the driver's side tank, and now when I trigger the fuel pump, I have fuel, finally. Ah, that is why. This thing is stuck on the driver's side fuel tank. So I'm gonna let that fill for a minute. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything in this trunk. If there's gas spilled in here, it'll only help sanitize it. Now we're moving fuel, and we should start to see it leaking. Yep, there it is. All right, now I can get an actual idea of where it's leaking from. I think I can see it here. So there's our little stream of leaking fuel. Got it just coming right back into a gas can. It's gonna be hard to show this, but I believe I found the leak. And it is right up behind the tire here on the inside of the body, right where the hard line comes through the body right out of the pump. All right, it's in shadow, but there's our leak. So if I can cut that line back on either side of the rusty spot, put a piece of fuel injection hose with some proper clamps on it, we should have a fuel system. There's a better shot of that. I think whatever this, if this is like a heat shield or something, goes around the muffler. I think where it was touching the line, it got real rusty and sprung a leak. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll see if I can't cut that, shove a piece of hose over it. But look at this giant crack in the exhaust. Holy shit. What causes that? So here's what I've got going on. There's a couple of lines that run from driver's side to passenger side, and I think this valve, solenoid valve right here, controls the return flow. And I think either that valve was stuck on or one of the other valves was stuck on, and this passenger side tank is like all the way over full. So the line that comes from, I think it's the return or like the pressure regulator maybe, in the trunk, that goes back to both tanks. There's a common line with a T. That's what was rusted. I've got that line broke off, and I shoved a piece of fuel injection hose over it and a bolt and a clamp on this end just to plug it up, and then I have a vacuum cap. I know that's temporary, just to plug that valve. I'm gonna use the Milwaukee 12-volt battery to turn the pump on. Then I'm gonna turn the key on and see if this thing will run on its fuel system. Going live with the fuel pump. Let's try to run it. Uh-oh, nope. Big fuel leak. Okay, I found another one. And we have another massive fuel leak. Oh, I gotta get a catch pan under that. All right, though, there is a chance that it would have ran. Let's just try it. All right, never mind. Still don't have fuel pressure up to the rail. Sweet, we're looking at all new fuel lines, or at least one chunk of fuel injection hose all the way up to the front. Good morning, we're back, and it stinks in here. This is disgusting. I left the Jag in the exact state that you saw it last, and we definitely have a fuel tank leak. There's a few actually, probably hard to see, but we're dripping from right here, we're dripping from the front. So this fuel tank has a slow leak. The other tank, I'm not sure if it leaks, but we are at least getting fuel out of it. Basically, at this point, I'm over trying to get this fuel system to work. Everything is rusted, everything is screwed, so we're switching gears. here's what I'm thinking. I bought a universal external fuel pump. This is like a 45 PSI pump. It's very similar, if not identical, to what would be in the trunk of this car. I'm gonna plumb it into my boat tank. I don't know why I didn't go here first, but we're gonna take the pressure side of this pump, go right into the fuel rail. We're gonna take the return side and come right back into the top of the boat tank. I just wanna see if this thing will run for more than a few seconds if it had a good fuel system. Then maybe we can check for oil pressure. I have a gauge, I'll plumb in for that. And if that all works, maybe we'll throw some tires on this thing and go do some donuts in the snow. So here's our auxiliary fuel system. We have our EFI pump coming out of the boat tank, coming up to the inlet of the fuel rail, right here. And then out of the fuel pressure regulator, which is usually on the return side, we have that coming back, and I'm gonna open up the cap and just dunk the hose right in the cap. Okay, well, let's see how well this works. It's probably not gonna work if I hook this up backwards, and I don't remember which way is which, so let's see. Yep, that works, okay. And I don't see any leaks. All right, good. First time's a charm. Let's just see if it lights off. Yes, yeah. Okay, cool, good. Okay, let's give this a try. Fuel pump is live. Putting fuel in the engine. Hey, come on. Yes. All right, cool, it works. Let's double check we're not spraying fuel everywhere. Does seem like our fuel pump is running a little bit slow, but heck yeah, man, this thing runs. All right. We do have oil pressure. All right, oil pressure is oil pressure, man. It's barely idling. All right. Holy shit, is it smoky. But we have oil pressure. One more time. Woo! All right. Let me get rid of this fuel pump here. Okay, so with the fuel pump, this thing will run. It's extremely smoky right now. I might put a little bit of Berryman's in the boat tank here and run this for just a little bit longer. Now that I know that we have oil pressure, we can get it going, and I want to see if the transmission does anything. Because if the transmission works even a little bit, I think we're gonna throw some roller wheels on here and try to get this thing outside, maybe get some of this mud off of it and do some donuts in the snow. I am gonna run this just a little bit more. I'm gonna add some water to the overflow here, or to the expansion tank. I don't think this is actually gonna do anything, but on the off chance, maybe it'll give us a little bit longer before, you know, things completely melt down. Secondarily, we'll be able to see if we have any massive coolant leaks. Might have to charge up our fuel pump here. Okay, we have a vacuum leak. This chunk of rubber boot here pulled right off of the MAF sensor. That'll make it run like shit every time. No wonder it would barely idle. Look at this. This is the intake boot that goes from the MAF sensor right to the intake. Look at that. That's a massive vacuum leak. I'm gonna see if, this looks like a 3-inch coupler. I'm gonna see if I think I have 3-inch couplers for intercoolers. Maybe I'll try one of those. There we go. Little piece of 3-inch intercooler coupling. At least get the MAF sensor hooked back up to the intake tube so that we have something resembling an intake stream. Try this again, see if it runs any better. Engage fuel system. Oh yeah! Sounds pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna shut it off before it gets too warm. Check this out. I got the water pump to come free by just rotating it back and forth by hand. Holy crap. All right. Oh, it's too bad I cut that belt. That'd be really handy to have right now. So we'll fire up the fuel pump. I'm leaking water out the funnel right now, but see if we can get it running and at least get it to sit here and idle for a little bit. Oh man, and the idle's calming down. Are we up to temperature now? We have temperature. Our temp gauge is reading. All right. Before things go too crazy, I'm gonna shut it down. Let it bubble a little bit. Holy crap, man. This thing runs. It's moving water. The thermostat opened up. Water pump came free. I wonder if I can go get some belts, keep the water pump going. I have an alternator for this thing. I could swap the alternator on, get this thing to cool itself and charge itself, and we could be drifting in the snow this afternoon. Yep, nothing on the stick at all. I don't know what type of fluid these take. I'm gonna have to Google that. According to Google, people use type F ATF in here. I think I have a little bit of that. I also have some standard ATF. So we're gonna fill it up a little bit and try it and then see if this thing moves. So O'Reilly's ATF is what I have. So that's what we're gonna go in with. Put, I don't know, 2 quarts or so in there and then check it. Honestly, I never thought we'd even get to this point. I didn't know if I'd be able to get this thing to stay running at all without shooting fuel everywhere. Okay. That's at least on the stick. Now I understand we're not running. Give it a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Got fluid in there. That looks all right to me. Good oil pressure. Okay, let's try reverse. I feel it go into reverse right away. Speedometer moves up. The brakes work. Drive. Yep, speedometer. Ho ho ho! Brakes. Yes. Oh, we have a transmission, kind of. Oh, we are overheating a little bit because we have no water pump. That's fine. Yep, that's gonna make a mess. So the Jag runs, its brakes kind of work, and the transmission at least moves the rear wheels with it off the ground. I've seen enough. We're gonna put an alternator on this thing, gonna put a water pump belt on it, and we're gonna put that boat tank literally anywhere that it will fit, and we'll run it from some wires off the battery or something like that. We're gonna slide this thing around in the snow. Okay, it's been a minute. I had to take off the AC compressor right there and the smog pump just to open up enough room to get to this bolt way down in there that is the rear bolt on the alternator. The XJ6 or XJ family of Jaguars is not for the faint of heart. If you're not planning on being greasy up to your elbows, don't buy one of these. Quick update, done a lot of work off camera. Randall O'Reilly's got a belt for the power steering pump and the fan. We now have the fan working. The new alternator is in. I'm gonna fill up the overflow tank with some more water, and I'm gonna throw a bottle of K-Seal at this thing. I know that the water pump is junk. However, this K-Seal literally like fixed a hole in my radiator when I was on poverty tour. So I'm gonna try it here. Why not? It was on sale anyway. So we're gonna try that and see if we can't get this thing to run and idle for a little bit with the auxiliary fuel system. Unfortunately, the wheels that I had lined up, those aren't gonna work. So best case we can do for today is to put air in these shitty ass tires and maybe go slide around the cul-de-sac. Yeah, it's cold. All right, trigger that fuel pump. Yep, good, we're charging.
13.8's good.
Heck yeah. Yeah, about 1,000 RPM. Might be a little high. So here's our setup. The boat tank is affixed to the roof, or it will be. The fuel lines run right down the windshield and right to the fuel rail. The tires that are on this thing are gonna hold air for like maybe 5 minutes. So we're gonna click the hood down, and I think we're gonna try to fix this boat tank to the roof with a ratchet strap. By the way, if you guys haven't seen,
Oh yeah.
Eric from S Motorsports is here. He's helping out. He's currently affixing our fuel system to make sure that it's NHRA approved. I'm gonna try to clean this windshield because it's covered in barn dust and ATF and whatever else. Whipping a shitty is a Wisconsin thing.
People don't know what that means.
Really? I'm surprised. Oh my gosh. Look at this window. I don't think I'm really making it any better, honestly. I'm gonna have to go in for a second application, I think. This car was absolutely perfect before I got my hands on it. And as you can tell, I'm not qualified to drive something of this level of class. I don't even have a monocle. Not even one. I know that's the point. You're only supposed to have one. I had somebody comment in a previous video like, oh, at least you clean the car before you work on it. Not this time. Straight out of the barn and right to the hoist. All right, here we go. The Jag. Let's see. I know it has rear brakes. Oh, you want to turn on my fuel pump?
Yeah.
Fuel pump engaged. Reverse. We got brakes. Hell yeah. All right, let's do this. Oh, this thing is awesome. Hey, we have one headlight and the brights work. And we got, oh
God, this is.
we got one headlight.
It's not made for tall people.
No, it isn't. So I think I might have found out that that guy was telling the truth. Is in drive, we go nowhere. Even if we go all the way to 1.
Oh, I thought that's what you did. It's like the brakes.
Oh, now it's misfiring too. Might be running out of fuel.
Oh yeah. Maybe this is why it was parked for 20 years.
Yep. He wasn't kidding when he said he thought the transmission was slipping. slip.
Magic juice.
I was gonna say, if it's not smoked, it wasn't smoked before, it is now. Did it actually help it?
I don't know, the engine actually sounds pretty good.
Well,
We're probably running out of fuel on the road.
anybody coming?
Yeah. No. Yeah, reverse works good. Yeah, we might.
We're also, something's burning.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great, does it?
No, I can actually smell fire. That's great. We'll pull it outside here and throw snow on it. Nothing's on fire. I saw sparks. Good morning. It's a beautiful snowy Sunday. I don't know what to do with this Jaguar. It moves, but only in reverse. So once again, I'm relying on the shelf at O'Reilly's for the mystery transmission rebuild in a bottle. I've got two different flavors here. One is the Rise Loan, the other one is Bars Leaks. They both claim to basically rebuild your transmission by simply adding this fluid. I've tried this before, but with this thing, I figure worst case, I still need a transmission. So we're gonna try one, and if that doesn't do anything, we'll add the other, and maybe we'll get forward gears. Everyone watching knows that this isn't gonna work. They're screaming at their TVs. And yeah, this transmission is over full now. Precisely what they recommend you don't do. So what do you think? Bars Leaks or Rise Loan? I'm gonna try this Bars Leaks version just because it's less liquid and we're already over full. All right, in it goes. I think I'll let it idle for a while. Get that stop slip and stuff moved around. See if it does anything. Still works really good. Drive. Hey! That is better than yesterday. Yeah! You know what? I think I'll add the other bottle. All right, my second bottle of transmission rebuild is in there. The first bottle did quite a lot. Reverse, drive, something is happening, reverse, very good engagement. Yep, so we made it out the driveway. And oh wait, I thought we were going to get some sort of movement there. We are currently in drive, going absolutely nowhere. Reverse still works, which is weird that it worked in the garage. Reverse works. Second doesn't work. First. Absolutely nothing. Well, I made it back into the shop. That's pretty much it. We're in drive, and this thing like nudges forward if you give it a lot of throttle, but that's about it. Sounds cool though. But it doesn't move. Oh well, I really thought the snake oil had it working this time. So, will this Jaguar run and drive? It will run. It will not drive. The previous owner said that he thought the transmission was slipping. I think he knew the transmission was slipping 20 years ago. It's completely gone. Even with 2 bottles of snake oil and fresh fluid, it didn't do anything. I think that's where this thing is gonna lie. Let me know if you want me to do something with this. Get a transmission for it, make this thing good, drift it, I have no idea. V8 swap it, let me know. Otherwise, if you're interested in this thing, I would sell it cheap. We're talking like 800 bucks as is. Let me know, hit me up at buildseason2023gmail.com. To all my subscribers, thank you so much. All my new members, thank you all for joining. It really helps the channel. I appreciate all the support out there. Looking forward to the next one. We'll see you then.